Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation we shall see examples using properties of logarithms. Let's say we have an example, and in this example we want to expand this logarithm expression, log 7 minus y divided by 4. This whole expression is raised to the power of 3 and then to the base 8, like that. So we will recall some of the properties of logarithms and then be able to simplify this particular expression. We will recall the power rule. And what is the power rule telling us? The power rule is telling us that if we have log x to the power of n to the base b, we can write this one as n log x to the base b, right? The n, the exponent has come to the front of the equation. So now we can apply that to the given expression here. So we have for the given expression log 7 minus y to the base divided by 4, the whole thing raised to the power of 3 to the base 8. Let me write that here. Log 7 minus y divided by 4, this whole expression raised to the power of 3 to the base 8. We can write this as 3 log 7 minus y divided by 4 to the base 8, like that. And as you can see, this part alone, we can apply another rule. We can apply the quotient rule. And when we apply the quotient rule, let me write that as step 2. Quotient rule is telling us that if we have log x over y, and then if that is to the base b, we can write this one out as log x to the base b minus log y to the base b, isn't it? So therefore we can come back and then write this as follows. We can write 3 times log 7 minus y divided by 4 to the base 8 as equal to 3 times log 7 minus y to the base 8 minus log 4 to the base 8. Therefore, we can use the simple distribution property and then distribute this 3 to every one of the terms inside the brackets. Therefore, we can come back and then write this as equal to 3 log 7 minus y to the base 8 minus 3 log 4 to the base 8. And that is how we can expand this. This is where we want to leave it. Okay, so let's look at another example. In this example, let's say we want to expand this given logarithm expression. We have log a times b plus 6 divided this whole expression here, the numerator part is raised to the power of 4 divided by 7, and this whole thing is to the base 9. Okay, so let us break it down into the simple steps, and then we will try to understand if we have see if we have to use more of the logarithm properties to be able to simplify it to its bare minimum. So first things first, since we have a numerator part and a denominator part, we can use the quotient rule. And what is the quotient rule telling us? The quotient rule is telling us that if we have log x over y, and if this is to the base b, we can write this as log x to the base b minus log y to the base b. Therefore, we can apply that to this particular expression, and then we can write it out as follows. Log, the numerator part is a times b plus 6. This whole thing is raised to the power of 4 and then to the base 9 minus log 7 to the base 9. Okay, and now If we look at the first part of the expression, this part here, it has a lot going on in there, and therefore we can simplify that some more. And the way to do that is as follows. We can use the power rule to expand it. The power rule is telling us that if we have log x to the power of n to the base b, we can write it out as n log x to the base b, isn't it? So therefore this part we can write as 4 log a times b plus 6, a times b plus 6, I'm going to put that in brackets here, to the base 9. The power term here, this power term is will come to the beginning of the expression, and therefore we can write it that way, and then we can just write the rest of the equation here. The rest of the equation we have here is log 7 to the base 9. Now if we look at this part here, we can use the product rule to simplify this, Let us call that as step number 2. Okay, maybe we'll call this as step number 3. We should have called this one as step number 2. In step number 3, we're going to use the product rule, and the product rule is telling us that if we have log x times y, and if that is to the base b, we can expand it out as follows: log x to the base b plus log y to the base b. And therefore when we use that, we can expand this expression here as follows: 4 times log a to the base 9 plus log b plus 6 within parentheses to the base 9 minus log 7 to the base 9. Since we have 4 outside of the brackets here, we can distribute the 4 to every one of the terms inside the brackets, and then we can write it out as follows. We can write this one as 4 log a to the base 9 plus 4 log b plus 6 to the base 9 minus log 7 to the base 9. This is where we want to leave it. We have used the properties of logarithms to be able to simplify this expression. In my next presentation, we shall look at more examples using properties of logarithms.